Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, they will face off in the matchup of the century. That's what you could say. You got an MVP in Patrick Mahomes. He's won it 2 times. Lamar Jackson, he has a unanimous MVP and will likely win another one. But get this, as I look at it, Lamar Jackson, he is currently the 4th best quarterback by my rankings in the National Football League. You got Pat, you got Joe, you got Josh, you got Action Jackson. But if Lamar Jackson wins, I'm moving him all the way up to 2nd, fam. I'm moving him right behind Pat. Because if Lamar Jackson goes to a Super Bowl, he would have done what Burrow did. But on top of that, on top of beating Pat and getting to a Super Bowl, he'd be a MVP unanimously with another one in the mail already ready to meet up with them. That's what's at stake in this one. Heading to the desk, LeSean Shady McCoy, you played with Patrick Mahomes. You won a Super Bowl with them. Far end, that's James Jones, Super Bowl champ. To his right, the brilliant Joy Taylor. It's going to be a heck of a show. We look good.
Wait. Why we don't call her doctor no more? You not a doctor no more?
I'm still doctor.
She is still doctor.
That ain't going nowhere. That's like your Super Bowl rings.
I'm not doing it every day.
What are you doing in a while, though?
Yeah, it's been a while. It has been a while.
Before you go,
talk to me.
I'm a psych major, so for next time you be like, the psych major Shady McCoy, can you do that?
No.
I am what I am.
But just because you started doesn't mean you actually, God, you didn't get the psych degree.
I am.
You didn't get a psych degree, so you're not.
You didn't graduate.
No,
How you know all that?
Told me. This is public information.
I told you that I didn't finish. I left to go to the NFL.
I mean, you didn't graduate.
I didn't say I didn't go back and
If
get
you
my...
ain't get the degree, you don't have it. I can't be a Super Bowl champ just because I played in the NFL.
But he did study.
He did study.
So I know more than average?
We all did.
Yeah.
No, you're not a psych major.
No, I ain't.
Okay, so your major what?
Sociology.
We have a sociology major, James Jones. We have the honorary doctor, Joy Taylor. And we have the psych study but didn't finish, LeSean Shady McCoy.
That's sad. I ain't finished neither, brother. I'm over here with you. It's all good.
Oh, Shady, let's talk this talk, because what you did finish was your NFL career illustriously. You were all-decade. You were a Super Bowl champ 2 times. You were all-pro. That's hard to do. You know what winning looks like. So tell me, who needs a win more, Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson?
I think most people would say Lamar because Pat has accomplished so much. Mm-hmm. But I'm going the opposite way. I want my legacy. Yeah. When I look at a legacy quarterback, a legacy player, the biggest person I can think of is Tom Brady.
Yes, sir.
Who's the next guy in command to be Tom Brady? Patrick Mahomes. If he wins this game, not only do you go to your 6th straight AFC Championship game, you win it, right? Then you go to another chip. Then you win 3 championships in, 6 years? 5 years? Whatever it is. That's legacy to me. I think Patrick Mahomes is that good. I look at Belichick and Tom. I look at Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. It's the same thing over and over again. History repeats itself. So I'm going with the legacy part of it. And even a guy like Kelsey, think about that. Everybody, it's all about storylines in football and sports. You got the head coaches, you got the quarterback, and you need one extra piece. Who is it? Travis Kelsey.
Yeah.
Tom Brady had Gronk and Bill Belichick. Now you see it all over again in Kansas City with Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelsey. So I'm going with Patrick Mahomes. He needs his win.
Legacy,
I like it.
Legacy.
Need.
Well, I guess mine's the one.
Yeah. He wants it. And I do hear you when it comes to legacy, when it comes to building these kind of dynasty resumes. It will matter a lot for Patrick Mahomes. And we do assume that these guys are always going to be back. We assume that...
Pat going to be back.
It is safe.
Yeah, he's going to be back.
Safe to say that.
I'm going to assume that for a while. But to get to a championship is still hard to do. So when we talk about need, I think Lamar needs it more. For also the reason that this will be a part of his legacy if he beats Patrick Mahomes. We talk about only Brady and Burrow have actually beaten Patrick Mahomes. Sounds crazy.
It's a little list.
The best ever.
Having a list though.
And then Joe Burrow, who was great, but is not Tom Brady.
No.
And I agree with your order as well, Emmanuel. If you have to move him up because he does have those MVPs. And for a while we've almost forgotten about Lamar's MVP because it's been the thing that we have to say about him because he did have a unanimous MVP but didn't have the postseason success.
Yeah.
So that validates a lot in his career. It validates the team that they have, what they've been building there, what he's asked for, what he's said about himself, what a lot of people have said about him, and a lot of people have said negatively about him as well. And as I said last week, I also think it would really change the conversation of how we view the quarterback position when it comes to mobile quarterbacks in the modern NFL. how we look at statistics, how we look at rushing yards, how we look at rushing touchdowns. So I really think that for legacy, for NFL history, for a lot of different reasons, Lamar Jackson needs this more.
Yeah, Lamar needs this. And we need it. Right? Wait. Somebody got to stop him. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you look at Tom Brady, right? When he got into the playoffs, he beat Peyton Manning 2 times in a row. And then Peyton won the next 3. Somebody got to make this a rivalry with Patty.
That's true. Yeah,
somebody got to say, like, when Lamar's career is over, we need to sit back and say 2-time MVP. He might have a couple Super Bowls, but when him and Patty met, man, we didn't know how this thing was going to go. Like, they went at it. Mm-hmm. Right now, there's nobody in the AFC, besides maybe Burrow, because they 1-1 in the playoffs, but there's nobody in the AFC that can say they competed with Patrick Mahomes and stopped him from getting to a Super Bowl or stopped him from doing it consistently. Please make this into a rivalry. Lamar needs this most. Lamar has not accomplished what Patrick Mahomes has accomplished, especially in the postseason. He has not even sniffed a Super Bowl and been there. Lamar Jackson needs this more than Patrick Mahomes. And I understand what Shady's saying because Patty's chasing something different. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Patty's eyes is on something different than Lamar's eyes is on. But Lamar's eyes have to be on this first one and get into this first Super Bowl, and he has to go through Patty. He needs this much, much more, if you ask me.
All great answers. I don't really disagree because I think Pat needs it more. Part of me thinks Lamar needs it more. I will start by saying Lamar. I'll say Lamar, agreeing with Joy, agreeing with James, because you got to stay within striking distance. I was thinking about them early 2000s, Shady, because it was based on the conversation we had yesterday about how much greater Pat is than Lamar. And I was like, in them early thousands, at least I tried to make the argument Tracy McGrady was better than Kobe. I tried. Ooh. I had the T-Macs. T-Mac led the league in scoring, 32 points per game. He finished 3rd in the MVP race. In them first 6 seasons, when everybody was saying Shaq is carrying Kobe, obviously you're a Kobe fan, we all are. But if you all remember, and go back and Google it if you think I'm crazy, there were many people trying to make the argument that T-Mac was better than Kobe. But T-Mac couldn't stay within striking distance. He just couldn't. Yeah. And then Kobe rattled off 4, then he rattled off 5, and now you can't even have that conversation seriously. Yeah. If Lamar wins this, then he can say he beat Pat in the playoffs. He can say he's winning over his Pat. He's gone to a Super Bowl. He got 2 MVPs. So now those that want to argue Lamar Jackson, at least he's in striking distance. But if you lose, now you can't say nothing. Now Pat got just as many MVPs. He beat you in the playoffs. He got more Super Bowl. Everything you want to compare, Pat does better than you. So if Lamar wins, he stays within striking distance. That's why, Shady, I would say Lamar needs it more. But I hear you on Pat because I got some notes for Pat too.
Hey, I'm a Kobe guy for real.
No doubt.
And I like Tracy McGrady. What year was this when they were saying that?
About 03.
TCH, you ever? Am I saying that right? You know how I go with the TCH? You ever try that? Gummies, edibles, I don't know what he's talking about. I ain't never seen no Kobe Bryant and T-Mac conversations.
Bro.
Anyway, let's ADD's kicking in. Let's stay focused. I got to go back to Patrick Mahomes because, like right now, so Pat is 28 or 27? I think
20.
About to turn 28. Somebody
turn 28.
So at Brady's age of 28, just hear me out for a second, right? I'm not comparing them, but I'm kind of am. Mahomes will have more playoff wins, more conference championship appearances, more Pro Bowls, more MVPs, and more wins at the age of 28 for Patrick Mahomes compared to Tom Brady at 28. Mm-hmm. Like, those things are big because he's not, like we keep talking about Lamar and Josh Allen and all, and they're really, really great quarterbacks, right? But he's not even looking at them. I'm not even see them. Yeah, we had a great opportunity this weekend. Cool. I'm looking at Tom Brady. That's the guy. And he has to win this championship to tie Brady for three chips at this point of his career. Yep. That's why it's so big to me. I mean, and I always think about like legacy. So if he does win this game, goes to the championship, right? Not even win a Super Bowl yet. This goes there. We're gonna talk about so much. Is he on the verge of being the greatest?
Correct.
Is it Tom or is it him?
Correct.
At Tom's point of his career, he wasn't doing what Patrick looked like or what he's doing. Like, those conversations happen. I'm always about the legacy, and I'm always about the storyline in sports. That's what makes this whole thing go. Yeah. Him as winning is cool, but it's the storyline behind it. Yep. He's the greatest I've ever do it. His team was bad. They had the most drops in football. and they still got to the championship. So I'm all for that. That's why I'm going for Pat. You know, I love Lamar. I want Lamar. I do want Lamar to win. I just think that the loyalty with the Chiefs gave me my ring.
No doubt.
I think with Andy Reid, that's my guy. And then Pat, he's doing something that we haven't done before. Yeah. I remember when I got to Kansas City, real quick, my first practice, right? He does a fake. He rolls out to the right. I do a little fake handoff. I'm not getting the ball. I'm like the fourth dude on the progression. Somehow he whips it to me sidearm. I'm like, oh, and I catch it. Andy Reid, he winks at me like smiling. But later on, when I watched some of the tape from the practice and from the previous games of last year, I'm like, yo, this dude is so great, and he has so much more to do. Yeah. Small things about, like, step up in a pocket, being comfortable with people being around you, right? There's some things that Pat didn't like in his career, early in his career. Now you see him, like, he's doing all these type of things. So it's just hard to see a player like this, you know, fighting for his legacy because he's so great that we might never see another Patrick Mahomes for another 20-something years.
And that's why I'm on the other side, because if Patty retired today, there's no question that he right behind Tom. If Lamar retired today, there's so many questions. Mm-hmm. That's true. So many questions that people gonna say, but. But
what if?
You say Patty,
you're right.
It ain't gonna be no buts. Right? Because what you just read off. So that's why this one right here for Lamar, it has to mean much, much more. He needs this much, much more than Patty in my humble.
I guess, Joy, it depends what you want out of life. I say that often. Because what Shady's talking about is the bigger picture of the NFL. For Pat, it is more important. Because for Pat, you can't bank on having 2 Hall of Fame careers like Tom Brady. Tom had one for the first half of his career, and he had another one. You also can't bank on stumbling into a Hall of Fame Gronk for your second half of your Hall of Fame career. Tom Brady won them 3 chips before Gronk even showed up. Then he backdoored and won another 4 with Gronk.
That's a good point.
Pat, we don't know if Kelsey's going to be reincarnated. We don't know if Tyreek Hill going to be reincarnated. And Andy Reid is significantly older during Pat's run than Belichick was during Tom's run. So who knows if Andy's going to be like, look, Pat, I done gave you 3, I done gave you 4, I done gave you 5. I'm 72 now. Like, let me spend time with my wife. You know, been through this, been through that. So if you're Pat, you got to get ahead of Tom. Because if you think you're going to play for 23, 24, if you think you're going to win 4 chips in the back half of your career, you just don't want to bank on that. Do it your way, win it now for the greater narrative of the NFL.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing Pat doesn't think he's going to win every single year.
True.
I've tried to have these reasonable conversations with competitors, and they're not hearing me. I'm like, okay, but what about now? You think I'm not going to be back? Okay. We know it is really hard to do. It's why I defend that Patriots dynasty the way that I do, because it's a lot had to happen.
A lot.
Gronk had to happen. Dante Scarnecchia had to happen. Those field goals at the last second and a lot of postseason games had to happen. A lot has to break.
The tuck rule, I say that. That tuck rule, I didn't know that existed back then. Like, what?
A couple gates.
A couple gates sprinkled in there. A lot had to happen.
Cell phones getting smashed. You ain't a good man unless you're cheating. I'm joking.
We here now. Listen, I'm smashing that phone too. Smithereens. Gone.
Joy.
No evidence.
You got cheating.
Anyway, I don't know what we talking about. But I'm saying
No.
phone is not getting turned over.
You got cheating tactics?
I don't have
Tactics or tendencies?
Slanderous.
What about this strategy?
Maybe I'm defending other people's secrets. You know what I'm saying? Secret keeper. The point is, I don't know nothing about that. No, nothing about no gates. All I'm saying is,
your business.
a lot. Just know your business is safe with me.
So you're a good friend.
No, exactly. The point is, a lot had to happen. And it's really, really hard to duplicate what happened over those 20 years. And we are in a different time now. Even just the level of competition around the league, the way that young players are developing in a different way and training and coming into the sport differently, with the expectations that we have of young players to be better more quickly, the nutrition, everything is different. So I hear you on that. It really depends on what you want. If you're Patrick Mahomes and you're looking to get closer to the greatest player that we've ever seen do it in Tom Brady, then he needs it more. If you're talking about establishing yourself in this particular era alongside your peer who has done so much already, Lamar Jackson definitely needs it more. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.